welcome back to my channel. This is Melissa. Thanks so much for being here. I thought I would do a Friday Reads video for you. I didn't do one last week because I didn't have that much to say. I didn't really finish anything last week, and like I said, just didn't have much that I felt worth saying. I'm having like a really weird hair day going on with hair flying all over, so sorry about that. Anyway, sorry if that's distracting. Anyway, so wanted to tell you a little bit about what I've been reading. First of all, wanted to give a thanks and a shout out to everyone who has subscribed in the past week or so after seeing my BookTube newbie tag. I am really grateful to all of you. I hit 50 subscribers, which is a really nice milestone in the first 6 weeks. I've only been on BookTube for 6 weeks, so thank you. I appreciate that so very much, and I'm so glad that you're here and watching and interested in what I have to say about books. Anyway, so what I read last week. So I started off the week with a book that I got for Christmas. This is Keep Moving by Maggie Smith, Notes on Loss, Creativity, and Change. So this is a book that she had started, not really so much as a book, but via Twitter. Maggie was going through a divorce after her marriage of 19 years broke up, and she turned to Twitter to leave inspirational or motivational thoughts, not only really for her, but I mean mostly for her to keep herself going, to keep moving, as the book says, but also to provide some encourage other people who were going through the same thing. Also took her words as encouragement for their own struggles and situations in life. So anyway, I attended a virtual book signing book event with Maggie at hosted by White Whale Bookstore here in Pittsburgh, a great independent bookstore. I'll link to them in the comments below. And so purchased a book, and which came signed by Maggie, which is always fun to have a signed book. I'm having like a frog in my throat or something tonight. I'm not sick, but anyway, I have some water here in case I need it. Anyway, so back to the book. Okay, focus, Melissa. All right. So these were originally posts on Twitter. I like this book. I think that this is the sort of book you can kind of see there. It's not, it just has like these, each page is a different sentiment, a different thought, some words of encouragement, and this would be the sort of book that would be great to give to somebody who is going through a really hard time. I think that it's just a little, pick me up or whatever. I think that some of the criticisms of it are ones that, people say that, there really isn't that much new here, that maybe that she doesn't go deep enough. And I think that the book kind of meets you where you are. I think that it is not intended to be a mechanism for deep soul exploration. I think it's something that provides a little bit like of a balm for you at a time that you might just need like a little bit of a pick me up. So like for example, I tabbed. As you can tell, I have some tabs in here. I'll read a couple to you. I really like this one a lot because this is kind of applies to like something that I do a lot in my own life. But accept that while you crave resolution, an ending to the story, and a happy ending at that, this isn't how lives work. The arc you've learned doesn't apply. So stop trying to map the events of your life onto it. Just watch, listen, learn. Keep moving. All of the quotes in here end with stop moving. I thought that one was particularly profound and again resonated very much with me. Another one is, I seem to like all the ones that say with accept. Accept that you do not get to choose who loves you, who keeps their promises, who forgives. But you can choose to forgive, to keep your promises, to forgive. Choose well. Have and live your own say. She writes about the practice of the Japanese philosophy of kintsugi, which translates as golden joinery. Refers to the Japanese. It refers to the centuries-old Japanese art of mending broken ceramics with gold. And she talks about how when the Japanese are mending something that has been broken, they don't like cover up the cracks, but they just fill them with lacquer dusted with powdered gold, silver, or platinum, so that it seems, gleams. Oh my God, I can't talk. Where it was pieced back together. Anyway, so I really liked this book. I thought that this was really, it was a nice, calming read. So, all good. I don't think it'll make my best of books list for 2021, but it was a feel-good book for the moment of the time. So the other book that I've been reading this week is Olive Again by Elizabeth Strout. I loved Olive Kitteridge. Jesus. I loved Olive Kitteridge when I first read it. I don't know when I read it. It was probably a good 10, 15 years, whenever it first came out. I really don't remember. But anyway, and I thought that Olive was just such a great character. She is a woman who is very brusque and very opinionated and does not shy away from saying what she thinks. And in this book, we meet Olive again many years later from where the first book left off. And I don't quite remember where the first book left off. While I guess it would be beneficial to go back and read Olive Kitteridge, I don't think that it's necessary to do so in order to read Olive Again. So in this book, again, similar to Olive Kitteridge, this is a collection of linked stories. So all the characters are connected in some way or connected to Olive in some way. There is some of the characters from previous novels and also some characters from other novels that Elizabeth Strout has written. The Burgess Boys is another one of her novels. They make an appearance in this. I love when an author does that. I think in some ways, I think that it could be a little bit jarring if you haven't read the author's previous work. But when you do, or when you have, I think that that's just so special when an author brings in their characters from their previous work. I love that. So Olive Again is, again, we're seeing Olive, we're seeing Olive in later in life. She is remarried to Jack Kinnison, and it's about their relationship and the relationships with their children. Olive is a little bit more of a softer character in this book than in the previous one. She still is very assertive, and she's still very opinionated. She's still Olive, but there is a softness to her. She's kind of mellowed out a little bit, which I think is very, I don't know. I think it's nice. I really like seeing this softer side of Olive. I really appreciated that because, like I said, over two books or so, she's really a character that I think many of us have really come to like. There's some recurring themes throughout here. Um, there's one of the stories that well, there's a theme of sexual abuse that runs through this novel. So I would offer that as a trigger warning to people who may be sensitive to that. Drug abuse is either mentioned or hinted at during some of these stories, so that's kind of a through line that we see. And I think that I have about maybe I'm on page 210 or 215. I thought I would have it finished by the time and by the time this Friday reads, and so this is just slightly shy of 300 pages. So I will definitely finish this tonight, depending on how much BookTube I watch. But I'm really liking it. There are some parts in this I think that the writing is a little. It's not as strong as I remember Olive Kitteridge being. There's some cliches like the water shone like crazy. Like, yeah, Elizabeth Strout can do better than that, I think. And then, or she'll say, you know, the couple hasn't been to visit another couple for a year. It's been more than a year. You know, they hadn't been here for a year. Like, we get it. We know. All right. So there's a couple places like that. I don't know whether there are some stories where the tone does kind of change a little bit. And I think that's because we're reading it as if it is Olive's Olive's perspective too. I love the cover of it with the falling leaves. You know, it takes place while, you know, Olive is in like the autumn of her life, and that's very predominant. Like the weather, the scenery is a big factor in this book. I will say that I'm liking it. I would probably give this at this point probably a 3.5 stars, maybe 4, because I really do enjoy Elizabeth Strout's writing. I am enjoying this book. Again, it's probably not going to, may not make it to my best ofs or not. So anyway, that's what I've been reading for this week. Been doing a combination audio read of this. I have been reading it on my Kindle and listening to it while in the car. And when I was at the library today, I just picked up a copy so I would be able to hold it up on my video. So anyway, so I thought I would show you a few of the books that I picked up from the library. I don't know much about some of these, so I'm not going to really go into too much detail, but first one is Michael Eric Dyson's Long Time Coming, Reckoning with Race in America. I figured that would be a good one to read for Black History Month. I really want to do some more Black History Month. I want to read some more anti-racism and books on Black history in the month of February. I know that a lot of booktubers are doing that. And yeah, so it's just something I like to do anyway. This is in response to the murders of George Floyd. And the book jacket says, in 5 beautifully argued chapters, they're each addressed to a black martyr, from Breonna Taylor to Reverend Clementa Pinckney. And yeah, so there is that. Second one that I picked up is the Best American Essays 2020. You all know that I love this series. And I don't even know who includes Barbara Ehrenreich, Leslie Jamison, Jamaica Kincaid. Yeah, So I don't really know too much about the contributors in here, but I thought that would be a great one. And I want to read more Virginia Woolf this year. So I picked up the Voyage Out. It's one that I do not have. And don't know much about what this is about. It is Virginia Woolf's first novel. So looking forward to that. Anyone wants to buddy read any Virginia Woolf with me this year, I would love to do that. This is a fun book that I picked up, Island Affair. So this is set in Key West. I went to Key West almost 2 years ago now with my best friend for our 50th birthdays and had a great time. Loved the island, want to move there. And I just, anyway, so this one is set in Key West. And it's about a social media influencer. So anyway, this looks like just a lot of fun, just something to get through the doldrums of February. Next is Conditional Citizens by Laila Lalami. I've seen this on many booktubers, have talked about this, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. The Discomfort of Evening says that this one is the winner of the 2020 Booker Prize. Didn't really know much about it. It is a searing portrait of Jazz, a girl whose brother's death punctures the routines of her devout farming family. In the vacuum of their parents' unraveling, Jazz and her siblings develop a curiosity about death that leads them into increasingly disturbing rituals and fantasies. It's the first Dutch book to be shortlisted for the International Booker Prize. And yeah, this sounds like something that I would really like. So The Discomfort of Evening. Very excited about Luster by Raven Leilani. I have seen this on everybody's booktube channels, and I think that I'm going to really like this one. So very excited to pick that up. Another one, Love After Love by Ingrid Persaud. I don't know much about this. I believe it's set in Trinidad, and again, one that people have been raving about. Like I said, I saw I'm in the bestseller section, and yep, saw that one, want to read that one. And this one's another one, The Prettiest Star by Carter Sickels. Greg from Supposedly Fun is either reading this or has finished it. He's been talking about that on his channel. I will link his channel below. He's one of my favorite booktubers. And so I saw this, remembered that I saw it on Greg's channel. Again, also with Conditional Citizens by Lalami. So yeah, and I trust his taste in books. We have very similar taste in books, so pick that one up. And finally, Rodham by Curtis Sittenfeld. Really excited to get to this one. It is about what Hillary Clinton's life would have been like had she not married Bill. I really liked Curtis Sittenfeld's short story collection. I have not read American Wife, and I have not read Prep. So I really haven't read any of her novels. I have read, like I said, her short story collection, which is You Think It, I'll Say It, which I loved that. So very much looking forward to that. So those are my books that I got from the library. I don't even know if I can hold these all up at the same time without them falling. So we'll just go with this. So anyway, I hope that you are having a great week. Like I said, I'm planning to get to my Friday reads. It's been a long week, guys. What can I say? I am hoping to get to my January wrap up in a next video real soon. And until then, I will talk to you then. I hope you have been reading some good books. I hope you're doing well. And until next time, happy reading. Thanks. Bye.